Yo, what is up, Couchdoodlers? It's Fragaboom. I hope you guys are doing well today on this 11th day of Inktober, which I believe the word is snow. I could be wrong. I didn't double check. I saw a few out there and they looked amazing. Today was really cool. I'm gonna go close my studio door because I realized I hadn't yet. There we go. So today's word being snow. There we are. We're in. So I gotta load the chat screen up. Today's day being snow. I had a few images in mind, what we could do, and I'll probably end up drawing it again on the iPad just because we can do some comic book reviewing and things like that. What's pretty fun today is my wife, she needed to go to Michael's, and a couple days ago my daughter, when we were out at another craft store of Hobby Lobby, she wanted some clay, and she needed the air drying clay, and I kind of noticed sort of peripherally that there were like a bazillion types of clay. And one of the things that have told you guys about, and how I get a lot of my inspiration is from Pinterest. And I will look at things like old Greek statues and things like that. And when I was in France, I saw a lot of marble maquettes done by masters hundreds of years ago. I saw some original Rodin and things like that. So I always had an admiration for sculpture, especially like I saw this one called Winged Victory, and there was this sort of translucency of this fabric flowing across a woman, and it really flows like fabric, but it's carved out of marble, and it's almost 1,000 years old, and you just think, man, that's just incredible to me. So I had this sort of peripheral love for sculpture and the three-dimensional form and that sort of thing. And when we talk about drawing, I always talk about seeing things in more of a 3D, and I prefer exaggeration. So a lot of guys would come up during my Pinterest searches when I would look up guys like Bernini and Michelangelo and guys like that, and I would see guys like Simon Lee, who's also known as Spider Zero, and the Shiflet brothers, and other guys I don't even know their names. Some ZBrush work, some digital work, some analog work. And hey, what's up, Jason? Jason is another incredible sculptor. I had no idea. Last time he and I had seen each other was a couple years ago. We ran into each other at a gas station of all places, and I knew he drew. But when I made my post today about sculpting, he posted this unbelievably gorgeous swamp thing, super detailed, beautiful work, and thank you so much. He's been my guide these last like 8 hours after I did my first attempt, which I have for you. I'll bring up this camera because this is the one that'll be able to sort of feature it the most. This was my very first attempt, and it spins on this thing because it's not totally stuck on this stick because there's like a needle. It's a sculpting tool, but I tried to make it how I see it in my mind's eye, like the 3 dimensions, and there's some symmetry issues and things like that, but it was very fun. A lot of fun, so much so that the term and phrase would be as I'm all in. And thanks to Jason and Samantha and Alex and a few other people on Facebook, they've kind of guided me down the right stuff to be using and some of the right techniques. So I'm going to be doing a lot of practicing. Obviously, I'll still draw and sketch, but man, what a blast. So here's a video that I shot as soon as I did what I thought was like, oh my gosh, I can do this, because I didn't know if I could or not. It was I haven't played with clay since junior high. and it was making cups and dishes, cookware, So the idea of imagining a form like I do in my mind and doing it with a pencil, and then trying to do it with my hands and with tools I've never used. And this particular clay was an Italian clay, which was very chalky. Like the second I touched it, it was like mud. And it was interesting, and I was able to, like I talk about with pens, you use a brand new pen, it doesn't quite do what you want it to do, and then you go, what happens if I do this, and what happens, and then you start to go, oh, this is how we communicate. If I do this, this happens. And like I found within like a half hour that things were starting to feel good for me. So this was the very first attempt this afternoon using that DOS clay. Again, I was putting in marks and things of
October 11th,
how I see
2019,
anatomy and whatnot when I'm drawing. So again, today's what's up, Mr. Green, Akuma, Mr. Milton, first one here. Represent Denver, represent. Today is Friday, and it's been a crazy day. Been back and forth. People at Michael's probably wonder if I'm some crazy person. It's a full moon, guys, and I've been to Michael's 3 times today. Famous Person 5 stuff. What up? How are you? What up, XYZ? I was 15 minutes later than I had said. I thought I'd do 9:30, but I went to Michael's, took my kids, took my family out to dinner, and my little ones were so indecisive. They killed a lot of time with their indecision, but these are the days. So again, you know what? I gotta put on my Fragaboom music. I'm realizing it's real quiet. Let's put on some Fragaboom. Drop that goodness upon us. Some vibe music. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but I can, and I like it. Donnie, you want to see my boobs, man? He said, show the boobs. Here are my boobs. Billy Kennedy, how are you, man? D, what up, Oots? Happy Friday. Mark Trafford, dude, thank you. Thank you. You can't hear anything. See you, man. Thanks for coming through, though. That's very cool of you to even drop in. Guys, throw some love up for Mark. Please watch the replay. And hopefully your team, whether it's a pro team or one of your kids' teams or a friend's team, whatever, hopefully they win this event. It's a full moon. You never know what'll happen out there. Okay, so what up, B Blaze? That's Billy Kennedy. What up, B Blaze? Billy Blaze. What's up, man? Thank you for your kind words earlier today regarding the sculpting. I think what I'm going to do is jump into drawing really quickly, and then we'll do some comic review. Throws $1, man. You gotta make it rain. Yeah. Speaking of the make it rain, I'm doing this thing, right? And I'd worked on a campaign for Fortnite Season 7. It was the Christmas one last year. And I had this nutcracker dude, and the people I was working with at Screen Novelties, they were saying like, oh, he might do this dance, he might do this dance. And my kids are very familiar with Fortnite, and they, what up, D? They were saying, oh yeah, the Fortnite dance of, and then they do like the Cabbage Patch, and the Fortnite dance of, and they do the Running Man. And I had to stop them, man. I was like, yo, you guys, that Running Man, that's like Bobby Brown, Every Little Step I Take. That's like 1988, and you guys don't know. And the Cabbage Patch, we were doing that in my freshman year in 87, you know? So these are not Fortnite dances. Fortnite has absorbed the good dances of the days and put them out for you kids to relive them. Word. All right. What am I drinking? I'll show you what I'm drinking. It's this product that I discovered. Not that I'm the one who discovered it, but it's a product that I have discovered. You guys remember Hal Fishman from LA News? He had a way of talking, and he'd say flash bang like that. He wouldn't say flash bang. He would call it a flash bang. He would put like a da-da into it. So whenever I say, and my brother Andy, hopefully he'll show up in one of these because we would do it too. But it's called Bang, and this one is called Star Blast. Star Blast, and it tastes kind of like a bomb pop and sadness. There's a pinch of sadness in it with that 0-calorie aftertaste. My wife won't drink this stuff because of that, but I found that it gives me a little extra mildness when I'm real tired, and today I am real tired. We did last night's live stream, still had to get up just as early, and today with the kids and the driving back and forth and like just the overload of information, my brain needed a little extra. But I did have a fine Merlot this evening at dinner with my salmon. But you got a Swami IPA, man. Dang. Okay, so we're gonna jump into snow. I'm gonna start drawing really quick, and then we can do some comic review because we weren't able to do that yesterday, and hopefully this won't kill the stream like it did yesterday. Like I said, we were trying our hardest to make sure that we could get it going and stuff. What up, my man? Come on in. We're on live right now. Don't put your hand there. Come around this way. How are you, pal? Good.
Did I get in live?
What's that? Did you get in live? Yeah, you're in right now. See, look.
Oh.
Yeah, so the camera's over there. It's not here. It's right there.
Shake, shake, fun booty. Shake, shake.
Show them your Fortnite dances. I was just talking about you. Okay.
I want to show you my favorite trick.
Okay, watch yourself. Okay. Hey, you want to give me a love and kiss? Are you getting ready for bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm about to draw.
It's done.
No, it's not done. And you can't have too much caffeine. I love you, son. All right, I'll see you in the morning, okay? Fun hanging with you. And thank you for being a good boy.
I want to try.
Okay, one sip. That's it. It says not for kids under 18. You just broke the law. Get out of here. Get out of here before I call the cops. Love you. Close the door. Close the door, my man. All right, here we go. That was a slice of life. All right, let's jump in. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Today's day is supposed to be snow. Snowed in. We have some of this stuff, like you can see down here, little snippets and sneak peeks. Like what's kind of cool, what I like about this Procreate, see this Skeletor right here? This is the cover that's out there right now for people to see. And what's great about Procreate is you can do a time-lapse replay. So you can watch the stages of everything. Well, this document, you can see that this started off like this. Oh man, you guys won't even be able to see it because there's like a bunch of other like practice drawings in here that I did. That's the problem if you start a document on top of a document. But anyway, I'll show you guys eventually this edit. This was Skeletor digitally penciled here, and then I printed them out in blue. Here's some of my layouts for issue 1. That's page 2. Let's see, page 1. Oh, this is something I was trying. I was gonna go further on this particular one, but this is the layouts. My layouts are kind of rough for issue 1, so I'm not doing showing you anything that hasn't already been shown. Akuma, watch your liver, homie. Oh, Venom energy drinks. Oh dang, man, Venom's poison, bro. That's why it's called that. They're like, we told you. We did tell you, sir. Okay, so, boom. We are in it for snow. So I saw this, a couple of people doing snow today. Jon Snow and Cocaine Snow and Snowman and post-apocalyptic snow. And the one that really kind of got me feeling the feeling was like a post-apocalyptic frozen city, and I really liked that. I thought that was cool as shit. So what I can do in Procreate, in fact, what I'll do, which will be fun for you guys, is show you the drawing assist tool, right? So right now I'm going into perspective, and I'm going to say it's, boom, our vanishing point is going to be right here. And then I'll put another one here and another one here. And these two, in fact, there's a way to do it different. Oh, I'm gonna do this. It's procedural, so there's a specific order you have to do it. So, because it connects the lines, so I'm gonna do this, move these up, so we're kind of looking downward, and then that third one, let's put it, boom, way down here. So then, what's great about this, if you turn on Drawing Assist and go in here, I can go and not worry about my perspective currently as we're talking. So I don't need to go too much in my head. So I can say, let me see the thickness of our pen. And we got this, that's it. That's not too bad. So, okay, so I see in my mind's eye, we're looking at a semi-down shot of this building. And I'm going to work out some of the building details first. And like I said, this is what's really cool about this Drawing Assist, is that the software will automatically head towards that vanishing point to the like within perfectly and sort of approximating based off of your stroke, so it knows you're going towards that vanishing point. Mark, man, you got some headphones, man. You're staying in. What game are you watching, man? What is this? You said sporting event. Is it professional darts? Is it the Latino football? Is it some basketball, some baseball? I don't even know what's going on in baseball. I took my kids to go see the Braves and the Giants play, repping the Bay, and it was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time. Put another building here, and see how just along with these strokes you're able to get this. And the thing that's wonderful about this, and I don't even feel like this is cheating, because what's the difference between putting a ruler to a dot or having that ruler move as you move? You know what I mean? This isn't a SketchUp model that someone else built that I'm throwing a filter on and then drawing my characters into. This is still an angle coming out of my imagination and stuff. Okay, again, this stuff is like bare bones. So again, it's an angle that I'm imagining. This is all coming out of my head. No reference, based on my loose observation of buildings. I lived in a small town called Martinez, so there were not a lot of big buildings there. It's close enough to San Francisco to get sort of an idea of what buildings would look like. So then what I do too is I'll create a new layer, put Drawing Assist on it so it stays, and I'm able to create lines crossing over lines. But because they're on a separate layer, I'm able to just be free in crossing over those original lines that were first put down with the other ones. And then all I have to do is come in with an eraser, still assisted, to and it's going in perspective as well, to pull out a bunch of the parts of those lines that I didn't want to be included. So again, this is, what did I say a couple nights ago? My adventure in life is kind of twofold. One of them is, and we'll merge this down right now. One of them is to find those great aha moments, and those aha moments are what happened today with the clay. Finding out new stuff, feeling kind of lost, and not knowing what I'm doing, and having people there to help has been awesome, and there's this wonderful feeling. So that's one of my quests, and the other quest is achieving a little more efficiency in creation, right? So I don't necessarily want to cheat anything. Again, this is one of those things where this whole thing is in my head, and I'm working based off of something that's in my imagination, and the ability to have something go faster is exciting. All right, so now that I have this, and I go, okay, I think let me put in a couple more things in here, just for the sakes of reference, like we had before, when I say like edge pieces from a puzzle. Just some informative lines that give me some things, because what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn off the whole assisted layer bit, and which will basically take us out of that, and we can't really go back, because what I'm going to be doing from here is scaling it and doing some erasing. Competitive cheerleading for young girls, so not fun sporting event. 2-day, 12 hours a day, just to watch 2 3-minute routines. Kill me now, buddy. Let me tell you, I was there a couple years ago. It was fun because I'd never been to one, and it was an experience. And I had taken my daughter, she was 6 at the time, she's 8 now, to cheer. And then they had their competition at the end. And yeah, it wasn't 2 days, it was 1 day, and it was a long day. And it was great because they won and all that stuff. But man, I see what you mean. It's let me see my kid and let me go home. So I'm glad glad to be here. Glad to be here, glad you're here. All right, so now that I have a couple of these, I guess let's just call them little beacons. See these vertical rods that I'm kind of putting in? And I'll probably put a couple of things like this just to give us a sense of space. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to turn off drawing assist. I'm going to turn off being able to see it. And then I'm going to uniformly scale it like this. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to create a new layer like this. We're going to go to Chunky. Remember Chunky, my friend, Big Chunk, the brush, Mr. Big Chunk. And we're going to mess with him and create some forms. What up, Tony Joseph? Thank you for being here, sir. Okay, so we have these verticals in here. We get the idea of perspective. So if I do this, I kind of know where I can put my character in the idea of this space. Okay, and this is blocking in shapes. I'm learning that this is something you can do with clay too, but right now I'm using a big chunky pencil to do it. I think you guys probably know who and what I'm doing right now. Go in here. I'm not gonna make this just any Batman. This is gonna be a Fragaboom Batman. And what does that even mean? What does Fragaboom Batman mean? And what that means is all the stuff that I like, I try to incorporate into what I dig. So if I'm gonna draw Batman, and I'm not drawing him for DC, I'm drawing him for us. Chances are I'll probably Fragaboom it, and that is the things I like: tears, pouches, tech, that sort of thing. So we got this sort of this guide here. Do that. Let's put that there like that. Boom. Sharpen that out. So this is all in my friendly pencil that I call the Big Chunk. And Big Chunk allows me to do things that I can find forgiving. So I can do things I want, and it may not be the best thing, but I know that I can just keep going and have fun with it. Okay, so from here, I take this and I'll reduce his layer like this, and then create a new layer, go back to our friend Beast, that's my pencil pal, and we will go through and do a Fragaboom Batman. And what that means, again, like I said, is going to be there will be pouches. I did come from a place called Extreme Studios, which was ran by Rob Liefeld of Deadpool fame, Major X fame, and yeah, there were pouches abound. So we're gonna do that. And again, all these guidelines that I showed you earlier here, they all inform how I see angles on Batman. So this song that you hear in the background, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, the levels are there. It's a song I got called I Love Mexico. So when I worked for Mattel, I worked on a show called Max Steel. And Max Steel was here on Disney XD for a while, but it was much, much bigger in the Latin America communities, like Mexico and Brazil and Colombia and places like that. So one of our production for Max Steel was done in Tijuana, Mexico. And I'll tell you what, man, I had an impression of what I thought Tijuana was, because I'd been there with my father maybe 20 years prior, and we had just gone to essentially 100 yards from the border, where they're selling you chiclets and Mayan calendars and ashtrays and shit, and little kids begging, and all that stuff. So that was my impression of Mexico, And then when I was working on Max Steel and working with this place called Boxel, we were deep in the city, like a good half hour into the city, which was actually super charming, and the food there was amazing, and the fashion there was great, and the people there were great. Of course, I saw people with machine guns and things like that, but it wasn't the thing that I had recalled before, that sort of dirty thing. So I realized, like, hey, maybe I'm I need to check myself. So that song right there, the one that was playing earlier with the beatboxing, is called I Love Mexico, and I'm writing some lyrics to it right now. But the chorus goes something like, I love Mexico, one of my favorite places to go. All the fine woman and mariscos, which is seafood, especially Tijuana, man. They got octopus everything. They got shrimp everything because they're so close to the Gulf that they're able to get these awesome pieces of seafood that even in California would come at a high price, and there in Mexico it was like getting a burger. They were just there. So that's why I brought up mariscos and, talking about other things like that. But man, it was a good time, and also, like I said, an eye-opening experience. So right now I'm thinking, like I said, extra layers and things for Batman. I'm thinking about how we can make some of what he's got here functional. So I think about those. Look at that. Are you live online? Look at that. Who's that from? That is from Mr. Liefeld. I would reply to him, though I cannot. But I might. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me cut over here. Yes. Your ears must be burning, is what I'm saying to him. And we will go back here into Procreate. Back to Batman. So going to his what are those things called? Are they bat fins? What do you call? Oh, he's driving. What are these things on Batman's glove called, guys? Do you know? Are they called bat fins? Are they called glove spikes? I never knew what they were called. Like, I'm not even joking right now. I'm thinking about them, but I don't know what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, or if they're specifically called anything. Like, does he go, Robin, make sure to pack my gloves with the bat wrist darts. They're not wrist darts, though. They're not. Fins. They look like shark fins. Okay, and now we're going to think about his glove. I always put like cool knuckle things when it comes to tech. I like the idea that everything is sort of reinforced and sort of armored. So we got this bit here. Again, always thinking about this angle that we established with those buildings and that cool perspective, so we can keep him in line. Blades, yeah. Who knows, man? That seems right. Blades seems good. Co-sign that. That seems right. Glove blades, bat blades, something. But yeah, we were just drawing them right there. Okay, more pouches. We're pouching it out, yo. I'll probably call Mr. Liefeld back after this and see what's going on. I said, your ears must be burning, my man. So here we go. Belt buckle. Again, going along with the idea of the perspective. That's right, you can't see my hands. I'm saying when I'm thinking of his waist right here, I'm thinking of it going along in perspective with these other parts. We said his shoulder might be back here, so we'll move that forward. That would come back like this. Boom. Under. Grabbing the bat cape. The bat whatever. I was a huge fan of that Adam West show when I was a kid. So, of course, the '89 movie was super upgrade. You know, we found it to be a jumbo upgrade and couldn't wait for it. I don't know how many of you guys were of the age I was. I was 16. It came out the summer of '89, so I had just turned 16. And the idea, MTV had this thing, this sort of like win the Batmobile contest, and you had to call, and it was like a 900 number. And yeah, man, I probably owed my parents like something like $80, and that's a lot of money in '89, you know. See, that ear's wrong. That doesn't reinforce the idea of our perspective whatsoever, because he's turned his head. In fact, it would be more like that. It is. That's the thing. Again, we talked about this yesterday, but one of the things about digital is it's got a bit of forgiveness to it, where you can mess up and feel okay about it. Feel completely okay about it. And then there's the other thing too. You can get in and really play with some of the edges of things. So here we go. We got this. Go like that. Okay, so here's another thing that's great about digital. 1989 is my favorite year. Man, for real. 1989, musically, all kinds of stuff. So we talked about Fragaboom and something, and how a lot of that includes things like rips and tears and things like that. So again, this is another really awesome part about going digital, is you can go in and kind of age things up if you feel like it, on a separate layer, and use the power of the eraser to really get that thing in there. So we're saying that he still has a cape, but how does he have this Batwing thing on? Well, it's compressing his cape into his back. So then this is what I had that shape for here, coming across. Boom, I said this is popping up here like that. He's grabbing a hold of that like that. Oh, not gonna go there. So we got that there. All right. We'll just take that one off the page. Let's finish these legs out. So I'll do another set of pouches as we do around the way, my friends. I don't know what these things will be, but they'll be something. They're there to sort of, the good thing about bands, and why bands being like the ones on arms and things, the good thing about bands and knee pads and pouches is they help reinforce shape. Where, here, I'll show you over here on the side here. If I just drew a boot like this, all you have to tell that shape is that contour. But the cool thing about a pouch is, if I draw this one facing this way, the tops will kind of go around that boot and help reinforce the idea of that shape receding. This is sort of a rough version of it. But that's one of the reasons I think I like pouches, is because they help add reinforced data to help say that this is what that form is doing. Some spikes. Why not some spikes? See, those are additive things. And then we're gonna say back here that perhaps what he's standing on is a one of those cool bird-like gargoyle things, right? Let's put the little jet thing, continue the jet thing on his back. You guys having a good time? Happy Friday. I really appreciate you guys being here. You could be doing a lot of other shit, and you're hanging with each other and me, and we're drawing and we're grooving and working on the day of a snow. The day is called snow. So we're gonna come in here, put some of that shading in there. There we go. That goes there. Again, we are far from finished with Batman, because one of the things that we need to do is add the tears and things, right? So let's put this shading on that bird thing. Okay, so here's Batman looking over the city. Take that gray out. We can do that now. This city here, I'm going to reduce the opacity a little bit because it helps me seeing things reduced when I go to start erasing details out. So I'll start erasing those details of the overlap of Batman in these buildings. Erase some of those guides like this. Bring that opacity back up like that, but we'll actually not take it all the way up because we're going to give it some atmospheric perspective. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to merge it down into the building layer. And then what we're going to do now is reduce the opacity here, create a new layer, what we're going to call the debris layer. So then what we can do is add our fun little tears and rips as a layer. So we can say, you know, maybe his cape got slightly shredded. We don't know. Some more of those spikes. Remember we said we wanted to put some more spikes on Batman. So we can go and this is Spike Batman. And maybe what I'll do too, because it's in the snow and he's got to see better, is nah, I don't like that. Kick that one back. Go back to where you came from, idea. There we go. Put a hole in this. Say that band is busted. Throwing a shadow down here. Then put some holes in his cape. Like this. Some damage. Put some extra Jeff Darrow-like damage. Or that Raphael Grandpa or that Mobius. Sort of in the same family. When I think about it, they may not be siblings, but they're definitely cousins, you know. So then we go back into our Batman layer here, make sure our eraser is small, and we erase out some of the details that are underneath the new details that we added. So like the shreds and the spikes and stuff, they can all live in that layer. So if I do this, I bring this opacity back up, merge that down and in there. Suddenly we've got the sort of battle damaged Batman. And again, we're going kind of quick on this. because I definitely want to get to comic book reviewing. I mean, I know you guys, you might be here for the drawing. I don't know. I appreciate it if you are. I like to do it. I like to create, but I also like to chat and talk about that kind of stuff. So here, what we're doing is adding in our friend Snow. Go. So we got some snow happening. Then we go back into layer 1, erase out some of the details where the snow is overlapping some of the stuff we drew before. Again, this is all procedural, and I'll tell you what, little tip is that when I would do this, if I did this for a gig, like for a job, if this wasn't for a demonstration, I would not be erasing what's underneath, like this snow. I'm erasing out parts of that layer. What would end up happening in a production situation would be I would be filling a bunch of underneath there with white, because they may go, you know what, let's ditch the snow. Oh boy, I get to redraw all that shit I erased, right? Or the other thing I would do if I wanted to do it, and this is another method, which is probably quicker, it depends on your workflow, but you can do a copy of that layer that you keep as a spare. So if they say, oh, we don't want snow, you go, oh, cool, I have that layer without it erased out, you know? So that's it. D, thank you, man. Those are kind words. What's up, Comic Book Bob? It's good to see you, man. We're going to jump into the review shortly. You know, or what we can do, I might be a bastard and jump into the reviews in 10 minutes, because if we have 10 minutes, I have kind of a fun idea for us. Let us try to do something fun. Okay, here's what we'll do fun. We will find this color here on the color wheel, make it a little grayer, boom, like that. Make sure we're in the right place. We are. Let's go to painting. Let's find our lovely round brush. Bring that up, bring that size down. Because he is a lot of fun and really easy to color up, let's have a little fun with the Batman. I don't know if you guys liked the Christopher Nolan trilogy. I liked the first two. I thought the third one was hard to watch, and mostly because I thought that Tom Hardy's performance of Bane was a little weird. It sounded like a person being funny and joking and talking into a party cup. You know, like if you were at a college party and wanted to talk into a cup. You know, it sounded like that to me. And I don't know, it just did not feel the way I wanted it to. You know what? There's tricks I can do. I forgot about this. If I do freehand and I go around, I can do a selection around Batman. And it'll be a loose fill, but we're doing this for the fun of the show. We can clean it up another time, or we'll just keep this shit graphic. Boom. Gonna have to redo that flesh color. But if I go here and I say fill, boom, it fills that. Wasn't that cool? Let's go back here, go to the flesh tone, like this. Now we can just clean up our edges like this. And instead of just trying to color book it all in, right? And come in with the eraser and do a little bit of cleanup, not a lot, because again we're flying. What up, Chauncey, man? Good to see you, dude. Thank you for joining us here on our lovely Friday evening. I'll tell you what's going to be kind of cool these next couple weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be up in New Hampshire for a thing called Comic Bash. So I'm going to be doing this show live from there. I have no confirmation of anything actually happening regarding the show, but some of my friends are also in attendance. We got Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor and Billy Tucci and Frank Thierry. They're all going to be at that show. I think there's some more people. I apologize if I don't know, but I don't know the full roster. But man, I'm really stoked, and I'm hoping maybe I can get some of them to agree to come on to Couchdoodles Live. Again, no promises. I just wanted to let you know kind of what is going on in 2 weeks. So I'm going to be around a bunch of cool comic creators, and hopefully, like I said, I can coerce these people into coming and saying hi. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a blast. So let's cross our fingers and hope that they'll be like, yeah, Fragaboom, hell yeah, or they go, dude, I'm not doing that, and then we'll just roast them, you know. We'll roast them like marshmallows. Nah, I won't roast anybody, but I know I want to get my buddy Randy on here, Randy House. He's hosting and all that, so I want to get Randy up on here. I mentioned it to Tucci, so he said, yeah, man, that'd be cool. So hopefully, and that was like a month or two ago, so at Terrificon. So hopefully he remembers that I mentioned that. And then I mentioned it to Thierry too. I hadn't mentioned it to Jimmy or Amanda, but it would be pretty dope to get them on and talk some shop, talk some comics, talk some stories. You know, all that good jazz. All right, so now I'm gonna come in and throw some darker values to create some separation on some of these shapes. Again, we're not going full on to I wanted to get that. I didn't want to forget that. The bat on his chest. I definitely did not want to forget that. And then there's going to be a couple of black accents in here too. Oh, that's right. Some flesh is right there. We said that's supposed to be kind of beat up right there. So yeah. And then I wanted to add some brown. That's not something you see a lot on Batman. I could make it yellow. Let's go for yellow, but like let's dinge it slightly, maybe a little orangish brown, so it feels kind of Miller Dark Knight Lynn Varley, you know. My apologies if I'm not able to talk to you guys with the comments. I'm trying to do some awesomeness for you and do it in a sort of speedier fashion for you. I got fresh rhymes all day, all mine. Yo, well, yo, I keep it on time like a Swiss watch. Don't talk, flip flop like a dead fish. But the fishes don't flop when they dead. They just lay there or get my belly. As long as they fresh, them bitches ain't smelly. Helly, yeah, you know I'm from the Bay. When I'm rhyming to you, dog, you know these things I say. Oh shit, did I start rapping? I apologize for that. A lot of people don't like that, but I do. And I will rap every now and then. And I've had people tell me they will stop following me if I rap. So if you're one of them, bye, Felicia. There we go. I just like having fun. And like I said before, when I do freestyle raps, it's mostly to keep my mind limber. And, you know, it might just be the bang talking. That bang stuff is a mental energizer. That's one of the things that I found to be interesting about it. And I haven't found any burnout from it yet, which is could be a good thing. Definitely could be a good thing. See, I'm going to leak some of this blue into his wings here. Kind of tie in these colors so they don't feel so thrown off. So we got Batman here chilling, doing his business. So then we're gonna come back in and erase out the bits of snow. Who's got your hand on the button now? All right, and then we will do some highlights real quick. There we go. Bring the opacity down. Oh yeah, I should have hit those up. I just realized the pouches on his shoulder need to have a bit of the yellow. Boop. These. You know what, we're at 58 minutes. This isn't bad for less than a half hour. You know, it's not like you're the greatest Batman drawing ever, but I'm not hating it for being only a half hour. And this, we're gonna come in and just put little hot highlights here. Bring that opacity way down. Boom. There we go. Pop some of this yellow. Go even hotter. Boom, boom. Especially the ones way down here. Underside, that bit there. All right. So, and then let's find something that's in this area of gray, even lighter up like this. Bring the opacity way down. Get a big, thick, fatty. Boom. That fat. Come in here. There we go, my friends. We are here. We will sign this off. Thusly, 10, 11, 19. No. Let's go to make it nice and big. You guys want to take a look at Batman in the Snow. There he is. I really appreciate you guys checking him out. And let us step out real quick. I really wish I had my beer with me right now. I do. I wish. And eventually, when my man Matt Yackey, he's out tonight with his lovely lady. I've been talking to him about being sort of like a broadcast director, where he would be behind the scenes and cutting to camera 1, cutting to camera 2, cutting to camera 3, that sort of thing, and really turn this into a little more professional show. So you guys said you wouldn't mind talking about reviews. Let's get a vote going, okay? Do you guys want... Oh, and I'm seeing something on Batman. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the reviews while I work on fixing this Batman thing. Do you guys want... what artist's work would you like to see us take a look at? Because you know all the guys I like, so we can talk in there. Michael Golden. Actually, I'll break the list out in a second. I'm adding some more little doodad highlights on Batman just because it was bothering me. I forgot he had bat underwear and things like that. All right. So let's cut back to this Batman that we saw. And then we will step out of this and go into books. I have several readers. This one is called Good Reader. Here we have sort of some choices. Prefer the short ears on Batman. You noticed. I do. I'm a short ear guy. That doesn't mean Jim Aparo and Neil Adams' Batman aren't awesome. But I like Frank Miller's, and I really like when Walt Simonson had drawn him. He had drawn him almost like little stubby ears. They were awesome. All right, so you see here, what would the flamingo sound like under the pen of Frank Miller? I don't know what that means, man. But here we are, where you'll see a list here. I've got Akira, Bernie Wrightson, Simon Bisley, Body Bags, Barry Windsor Smith, Greg Capullo, books about drawing, my G.I. Joe covers, Frank Miller, Frank Quietly, Jim Lee, John Byrne, John Romita Jr., Milo Manara, Marshall Rogers, Michael Golden, Mike Mignola, Modern Masters, which are great. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but they are sort of... full-on issues dedicated to these artists. So if you guys see one in here you might want to go through, there's that. Nausicaa, Neil Adams, Travis Charest, Jorge Zafino. We also have all of these series here. Long Shot, New Mutants, bunch of X-Men, Cloak and Dagger, Wolverine, New Mutants, X-Force, Youngblood, Hulk, Spider-Man, the works. Let us take a quick vote. What would you guys like to see? And I just switched back right now just so I could see what the delay is. So what would you guys like to do a review on from the things that I just went over for you? And I'm already seeing now that it's probably like 30 seconds from when I'm saying it and you're seeing it, because I see it too as it clicks in. So I'm watching, I'm seeing, there, it just clicked in now from the iPad to then. So that's how big of a delay. Simon Beasley is just awesome. Yes, he is. He certainly is. We could take a look at Biz. I got some Lobo in there. I think I might have some Slain in there. I have memories of both of those and what those books mean to me specifically. So we can go down that path. We can go down some others. Let's see some other options, just for the sake of options. Drawing books. Aha. That's an interesting one. We could do that too. We could do a little of each. We're at 1 hour and 6 right now, so I got about another 20 minutes before I turn into a pumpkin and go have a bourbon, because I need something like that. You have to scroll up to get the full lowdown on Flamingo, The Fabulous Night. Man, I would have to. Oh, Tony Joseph bringing up Long Shot. Smokes, man. Okay, let's do Long Shot after we look at some drawing books. So I'm gonna go here back up to our drawing books. I'll show you the categories we've got. I've got anatomy books, books on animals, books on cartooning, specific books that I didn't quite put into any categories. But one of the books that I got that really rocked my world as a kid, and I own all of these, and a lot of them I have first printings of. I was fortunate enough that my grandfather worked as a commercial artist for the University of Berkeley. He did all their artwork and production design back in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So he had all these drawing books and took the famous artist course. So I have an actual version. Oh man, the stream went offline again. What is going on? There we go. The stream went down for a second, guys, so I apologize about that. I have no idea why that happens. It just said I was offline, and then we came back on. So, all right, we're back in. I don't know what kind of delay we're going to have, but figure drawing for all of its worth. I have it here on page 37. This was one of the books my grandfather had. And of course, I liked it because of boobies. When you're like 10 and you can see boobies, you're all about it, even if they're drawings, right? So they had my attention. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna scroll through this and talk about the section on perspective. Okay, they have a little bit of perspective here, and they're talking a bit about perspective here. But you'll see when we were talking about the horizon, where the horizon falls, you'll see that the horizon falls on all their knees. So this is one of the places that I learned about it. So proportion in relation to the horizon. This is, again, like where you're going to be able to learn the tricks of the trade regarding real simple and quick snaps on perspective and how it can work in a very quick way. That's weird that there's no delay on mine. It said that the thing had gone offline. So then this here is the John and Mary problems. They show several drawings that are wrong and why they're wrong. And it's really, really great that he has this. You know, John and Mary look like they're sitting, how they look if we were sitting near them on the sand. So frame 1 is correct. If the picture changes when we stand, the horizon is there. Now if we lie down, the horizon drops too. Now if we walk backwards and upward, the horizon rises up, right? So these all on the top row are good. If we get beneath them, so does the horizon, the figures change again. Again, his vanishing points are going to the right way. The horizon moves. But then it says some things that may happen when figures are not related to a single true horizon. They appear tipped. Mary looks like she's tipping away, and John looks like he's tipping towards us. Same thing with the second one. They just look like they're all off and weird and not grounded in any sort of reality. This one here at the bottom left happens to deal with proportion. Same here. Next drawing is rejected and no one really seems to know what is wrong. Thus endeth John and Mary. So learning about perspective is quite an important thing, and you're going to find that in Figure Drawing for All It's Worth by Andrew Loomis. And thank heavens, there's another one in here. I remember they're like on multiple levels, like some of them were on stairs, and this goes into it. Yeah, here, see, some are on multiple levels and how to do that. Putting a figure in a bounding box, which is what Jungi talks about. Bit of anatomy, those sort of things. So Loomis is really quite good. Yeah, some of the drawing is old school, but guys like Alex Ross and Steve Rude and guys like that really got a lot from Loomis. I highly recommend getting this. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to get a first printing and as a gift from my grandfather, so I had it for a while and it was out of print, and now you can get all these books. They're back in print. Somebody took the care to do that, which thank goodness they did. You know, it's one of those things where you're gonna up your game by getting it. So Figure Drawing for All It's Worth is a good one. And I'm going to change the orientation on this because I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to change the orientation so we can read this bad boy upright. I found that it locks. 3, 2, 1. Boom. It was locking the orientation of the screen. But yeah, I don't know what'll happen when we come back. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's better than it did because it would have been even squishier. So this is Long Shot. This came out back in 1985. Was perceived as Arthur Adams' first professional work, although he had done some things like Pure Energy and the Alien Worlds 3D special, which I showed a couple of nights back. This stuff is just gorgeous. My favorite thing about this book are the covers because they were inked by Arthur himself, and a lot of times after he finished the book. We had the incomparable, amazing Whilce Portacio on inks. As you can see, it says Anderson and Portacio. I've got a version here that is scanned from the comic itself. There are better versions out there. This is one of the few cases where I believe that the reprint is better than the actual, unless you want to sniff it like we do, us comic huffers. But what a great start, right? Running, action, boom, boom, boom. There was no kind of... there was nobody this detailed. You had guys like Perez and Golden, but there's like a real consideration here on this first page that is kind of incredible from somebody you've never heard of before. You've got rain. You've got the rain coming off his coat. Like if you're seeing the splash. We're seeing the terror on his face. We're seeing he's being shot at by what looks like something not of this world. There's wolves. There's all this stuff. So what an exciting splash page to get, us started on this series. So we go right to a high angle. So this shows that this guy's no slouch. He's ready to move his camera. A lot of people keep their camera relatively on the ground, and they get a little scared of doing these sort of things. But he goes way back, goes into a close-up. He has these objective points of view. Then he goes into subjective from the bad guys, goes into his long shot point of view. Long shot escapes. We're storming. We're out. This top shot, it's pretty cool because it's got the lady, and we get the impression of what kind of character she is. It has kind of bothered me even when I was a kid, because the perspective is a little janky. But whatever. I mean, what a cool thing. The storytelling's good. You got a car racing towards this lady. Long shot drops in, hits the building gargoyle. Boom, rains down money. Why? Because long shot is a lucky dude. His power is luck. This is another one of those shots. What an ambitious shot we've got here with long shot and the people of the city. And you can see here, Art is not afraid to do 3/4 rear shots of faces, which is a very difficult one, especially for a beginner. People's faces don't look the same. People look different. They look like they were cast. That's really good. Different points of view. The fact that he's surrounded by these people in this new world, and then him leaving and literally popping off the panel to get out of there. How cool is that? Like, we like that. Really great. And yeah, Chauncey, like you said, no talking heads to start off with. This is a real comic book, and he's using comic book conventions. Speaking of conventions, this is like a very conventional page. We've got ourselves a 10-panel page, kind of thrown off of the 9-panel grid, but like with a little trickery in it. But he manages to work eye direction. He's running away from us. There's a light. He turns around. He's moving from right to left, sees his reflection, and then when he turns around towards that guy, we get that, what I call, and I talked to my writer, Tim Seeley, about this. D, have a good one, man. Thanks for coming through, man. Do your thing. Thank you very much. So what I was saying to my buddy Tim Seeley regarding some things is what I call the in between the panel swing. And right now we're looking at long shot, clearly looking at his own reflection in front of him, and then he turns around towards him. But what we get, I'm going to take a screenshot of this because this is we're going to talk a little bit of not that one. I need this one. There we go. I'm going to import this into Procreate and show you what I'm talking about as far as the invisible thing that happens in the swing of things. Boom. Here we go. Okay, so let me create a new layer. Here we are. I'm going to go with really bright red so we can do this, but in a big thick pen. He's turning his whole body around this way because here's the front of him. We're going to assume that this direction in this panel is that same thing he's facing here. But what's really cool about what's happening in the gutters is even though these are two very static illustrations, our brain creates this swoop here, okay? He's facing away. If there was an in-between in animation, he would do this. He'd be facing us here, slowly turning us here, 3/4 here. So he's literally, boom, doing that in this panel. And that's happening, like I said, in between the gutters, man. Like, how cool is that? That's not something, generally speaking, that happens with new guys. They don't do that. So he might have done that on purpose, or he may just have it. And I have a feeling that he just has it. A lot of people, this was the cool hip beauty back in the day. Remember, this is 85. This is, Couchdoodles and all those types, Great night scene. The colorists did their job. Let's give the colorist some love real quick. Let's go back. I think it was Christine Sheely, if I remember correct. Yeah, it is. Christine Sheely. She had a really nice sense of things. And Louise Jones here, that is also who we know now as Wheezy Simonson. That's Walt's lovely, lovely wife. I get a kick out of them on social media. They're adorable. We get this cute pup that mutates. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for the love on the beat, Paul. That was very kind of you, man. I enjoyed doing it. I don't know how many times I've drawn this little monster. In fact, I used to own... Well, one of the grails in my life is I always wanted to own this cover. I've held it. I've held this original. And then that's a fun one. And obviously number 4 is great with She-Hulk. Where's that at? Oh, God. Hold on. Let's go back to the gorgeousness real quick. Maybe I skipped it. So much good stuff in here, man. Look at this. This is like shit out of Akira before any of us had been introduced to Akira. That's another great shot. Look at that. Daggers coming out. What a wonderful J. Jonah Jameson. This, worth the price of admission alone. I mean, come on. And he's working all those little stars and things that are zipping up and around her. Looking amazing. So much motion. So much awesomeness. Now, come on. This cover is Barnbuster, man. We loved it. His Spidey, great. Oh, and by the way, like I said the other night, look at this webbing here. This predates Todd McFarlane by 3.5 years. Spaghetti webbing, okay? And art got it from Michael Golden, who also, like I said, did it first. Look at this. These are also defining moments that say someone is really excellent at what they do in comics. These day-to-day moments. Here's She-Hulk, gearing up, getting ready. She's got her sweater there and doing her socks and whatnot. About to go out. So cool. These are great shots. I mean, look at this. We're up behind the kids. We're at a vantage point as if we're one of the kids. The horizon line is here, and holy smokes. Again, art knows how to give us a point of view, which is really excellent. This, I don't know how many times I've seen this pose ripped. But let's take a look at the ink treatment on the legs, man. You get these thick lines on the bottom side and the thin lines on the top, and it really gives a sense of solidity, You can tell she knocked him. Great panels. I'm about to get my feelings hurt. Oh, God. Another barn buster. Come on. The power of stripes and shadow. Need I say more? Need I say more? That's another great one. Love horizontal action. It's fun, especially if you don't visit it often in your work and you throw it in. Gives a real nice touch. Okay, so guys, I used to own this cover. I used to own this original. There's a picture floating out there of Arthur and me standing together holding this. I bought this way back in 1993. I paid probably $900 for it, which was a lot in 93. And then, of course, going through stupid young adult things of taxes and things, I had to sell it so I could, pay the tax man and whatnot. But I do miss it. And, I mean, I used to just stare and study. And you can see how Arthur has influenced my style just by looking at a piece like this. Look at that. What a great face. Great face. The idea of the lighting in his eye and lighting his nose and kind of being the light source. Really great. And I always wish I could have seen this inked by Arthur himself, but again, I think Wills did a great job. So epic. This stuff was so epic. And then we had oh god, let's take a look at that. A very effective double pager, a really great Doctor Strange. Then we get into this giant sized double issue. Really great stuff. I keep saying great, but I have no other way of saying it because it's just that good. One thing you can tell though is you can tell there's a little bit less detail in this particular issue, which is still okay because his storytelling remains, the integrity of the storytelling is there. It's just not as textured and detailed, but the important stuff is there. And then I'll tell you, man, near the end here are some like textbook examples of how to do epic effects, portals, and people walking into other realms and things. I know on He-Man, this is definitely something, because I got a lot of portals in He-Man, definitely something that inspired, and these ghosted images, just incredible stuff. And of course we got this. So that was a real fast review of Longshot. I'm thinking about buying the Comixology version because that's the one that's got like crystal clear line art with crystal clear color. And I know, as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of that because certain color jobs look garish and weird on the paper with such clarity. They don't look good, and a lot of guys were working along with the texture of the newsprint and knowing what would happen to those inks and hues. But I don't know what it is. Sheely's colors hold up. That line art is crisp. So the Comixology version of it, it's one I'm going to get and one I'm going to buy. Let's open up the forum right now. We've got probably 5 more minutes before we end our Fragaboom discussion here on Couchdoodles Live. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, I'm gonna scroll through here, take a look at if you guys had any stuff. No delay. I wish Longshot had 5 digits though. TMC Comics, why? Why do you wish you only have 5 digits? That was one of the things when I was a kid I thought was kind of cool, right? Him and the Ninja Turtles had this sort of thing, and it said he's not of planet Earth. He's not from here, which I liked. But dude, I understand there's certain things that bug me. I'll watch certain Tom and Jerry episodes, and if it's one of those Czechoslovakian ones where there's that like music, like, yo, leave it alone. But I know some people that love that shit. They think that's the tops. So to each their own, man, and respect. Art Adams has always been great. Yes. Sniff it, Mr. Milton. I wish I could. I got my long shot up there. I can take a huff. No talking heads. Yes. That was D saying goodbye. Thank you again, D. Much love to you, my friend. Colorists weren't allowed to bury the line art. Yes. Yeah. Love the new Fantastic Four. Yeah, dude. I copied that Hulk jumping out of the sky with one foot, the bottom of the foot, and the top of the foot. That's kind of where I think I got the idea of showing the bottoms of feet from, is just that singular image alone, inked by one of our viewers and respected inker, Art Tiber. Kevin Feige needs to make a Longshot movie. Correct. You knew you had seen this webbing before, Todd. Correct. Chauncey, you're right. He did up it to another level. He, while Golden and let's say my finger is the webbing, they always kind of shown it like this. Todd went like this. So we got sort of the donuts of the phone cording, and then he'd make it up and go away. So you're right. He did up the game. But when I hear people say he invented it, he popularized it. Let's just stop and say that. Tons of energy on those pages. Yes. Peter, what's up, man? Here I am. I'm 5 minutes behind on seeing you here, and I was talking about newsprint and all of that. You guys need to check out Alterna Comics. Check out Peter's page. Check out his show. Check out his books. I'm very, very inspired by this man who I met at the Terrific Con a couple of months ago. Really got my wheels turning on many ideas and avenues that comics can continue and thrive. And he's a pioneer and innovator of ways to keep it alive. So please give him a subscribe and give him a watch and some support. Let's see here. Arthur Adams is good at textures. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, heck yeah. He even did that wizard thing about textures. Marvel Age Annual 4, one of my favorite Art Adams covers. Yeah, it's a good one. If I remember, that's he's crouching down. Was there a Rocket Raccoon in that one too? I think. I'm trying to remember. It feels right. We can look it up right now and bring it up because that's one of Oh, Chauncey, man, that is a great question about Stephen Platt. Let me pull up this Read Comics. Read Comics and pull up Marvel Age because I want to see that cover if it's the one I'm thinking of. Here we go. Search Marvel Age. Hopefully readcomicsonline.to has it. That's the one. Comic name. Yes. You said issue 4. Let's pull it up. There we go. No. Annual. Marvel Age Annual. My bad, man. My bad. I pulled up 4. Let's see. Let's go. It's faster. Oh, God, yeah. Okay. Yeah. No joke. This one left the building, so hold on a second. Stop. Start broadcast. We got to pull this up and in because there it is. What a fantastic cover. Yeah, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is one of those ones where you're just like, holy smokes, incredible. Kind of took his classic X-Men cover to a whole nother level, and they're all flying at us. And I don't know how many times I copied those hands, those fists coming at you. Another textbook example of how to draw really good foreshortening, and he sure did the hell out of it. Peter, man, thank you for bringing that up. That's classic, definite classic. Let's see here. Oh man, Peter, my pleasure. The shout out, that's all you, man. You earned it. You're a good dude, and I'm really excited about what you guys got going on. They have an old used long shot trade paperback. Yeah, I've got that. I've got it. It's a good one. It might be on my rack here. It's got a sort of a painted cover. It was good. Let's go into Chauncey's question. We'll close out with Chauncey's question. I want to know why you think S. Platt changed his style up after his style seemed to be at its prime while drawing Prophet. I can tell you because I know Steven. I'm not going to answer the question for him. I'm going to give you my most educated guess based off of knowing Steven, being an artist myself, and understanding what's going on. So I have some of his stuff. I'm not allowed to show some of it. He asked me not to. I go back and forth because I have it. I can show his sketchbook stuff and his layouts. But the guys that he was the ones he was most into grammar. Back when he first started were the guy Libertori, the guy who did a European comic, a very violent one called Rangxerox. He also liked Sam Keith. Big fan of Sam Keith. Big fan of Simon. And when he was on Prophet, let's rewind. When he was on Moon Knight, he was doing that. But he was also having consideration for iconography, strong graphic images. Even the Moon Knights that he only did the covers for, they were kind of movie posterish. So he always had these sort of higher art aspirations. And then he took a look at some Whilce Portacio, and there's that page I had shown a few nights back where Art Taber had inked. He had these sort of bigger legs, and the proportions kind of changed. When he was on Prophet, he was kind of transitioning over into wanting to sophisticate his style. He felt like Rangxerox, the Sam Keith, all that other stuff was sort of cartoony and fake drawing. I'm putting words in his mouth. But he had aspirations of higher stuff. And he saw guys like Aaron Weisenfeld on Team 7 and Dave Finch on Ascension at the time, and he equated that to higher art, like it was better. It had real value and shading, and it relied less on cartoony qualities and more on sort of like badassery, for lack of a better phrase. So he started ticking over towards that, and he saw guys like Brahm, the painter Brahm, and he took a more serious approach to his stuff, and his intentions to become a better artist fell upon that his influences changed, and he changed along with those influences, and he left those other ones behind. So I could say I understand that, and I see that myself, because I still hold a lot of my influences from my younger days, even before a pro. I hold them deep, but I get into a place where it's no longer emulation, but it's more about an understanding. Instead of asking the question of how are they doing that, or what are they doing it, I started asking the question why are they doing that. So why do I like Todd McFarlane? Why is he doing the things he's doing? So like the capes and chains and webbing and the way he laid it out, and it's all out there. He wanted to create the sense of the dimension, right? So if you create something coming out towards you, a lot like that Marvel Age Annual 4 cover, things coming towards you gives this illusion of depth. Suddenly the comic's no longer flat. It's going towards you. And if you have something like webbing that's coming up and around, you not only get the towards you, but you get the away from you, and you get this sort of illusion of depth. And those tears on Hulk's shoulders and pants and stuff, they helped wrap the form and say this is in front of this, and there's a shadow, and it creates this illusion of form and depth. So I started asking those questions, and instead of emulating like Todd's ink line or Todd's proportions or whatever, I started emulating a mindset. Why would I do that? Why do I like to do these things? So I think other ways to go, if you're along the path of like, I want my art to be, people to see my art as growing and better, I should study Michelangelo. I should study guys that I don't draw like. I should study Dave Finch, or I should study whomever, because that will be a showing that I'm growing. But that's one way to go about it. Mine is more of like, hey, I'm going to implement lighting into the way I draw. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be a cipher of somebody else, because it was told to me once that the best you can be, if you're trying your hardest to be like somebody, is the second best. You'll never be as good as them. Ask Action Bronson when it comes to Ghostface Killer. You can't touch my pen. You can't touch my sword. So you got to be you. And I saw Rakim last night, and he said the same thing. He developed his style by stopping and saying, I don't want to be like Melly Mel, and I don't want to be like Grandmaster Caz. I want to be me, and who am I? And I'm laid back. I'm this, I'm that. So that's where I went. So Platt's thing is he saw sophistication in other work outside himself and wanted to build his strengths upon that. So again, man, I go for long answers, but I try to be as fulfilling as I can in these things. Let's see what we got. Boom, X-Men Asgardian Saga, hell yeah. Xerox copy of the long shot series, hell yeah. What up, Cross Contour? Welcome. Do you have any advice on placing lips on a head? Do not make it stretch too long or short. Does align with beginning of the pupil of the eye and nose, nostrils along with the corner of the eyes. Yeah, let's answer that one, XYZ. This one's a good one, okay? So here's our head. Here's our midpoint, right? Our brow, top of the ears, okay? So we go, that's the midpoint. And like you said, you go here, the nostrils go there. Well, the nostrils go to the bottom of the ear, okay? Our mouth goes to the bottom of our cheekbone. Boom. And then the width, if you were to draw a line from here, like a triangle, goes to the edges of the mouth. So those are all your coordinates, and then you divide it down the middle. And like I showed you yesterday with the toaster, how you turn it, those things always go. And one of the things Mark Silvestri had taught me regarding the human head, and this is a good, if I wish Dee was here, if you watch this, hopefully you'll see it. It's one of those pinky elbow things. A lot of times when we draw those crosshairs on a face, we think that the eyes are supposed to sit on those crosshairs. So you see people, when they turn the head, the eyes are along that curve, but that's not how the face works, okay? A lot of those other details do, the forehead, the eyebrows, the mouth, but the eyes don't, because your eyeballs are set back in a socket on a straight line. So always draw that as a straight line and rest your eyeballs on a straight line, and your eyes will actually be right and not have that weird sort of floaty thing. I know you asked about lips, but again, I like to be long-winded. Let's see here. I think Platt stuff peaked with Soul Saga. It was quite good, man. Really quite good. Simon Beasley, question mark. I don't know what the question is, Simon. What up, Comic Vantage? Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Simon Beasley, what is the question? Do I like him? Yes. Do I love him? Yes. Fragaboom, the song you're hearing in the background is because of a sound effect in a Simon Bisley comic where he blasted somebody and it said Fragaboom. He was one of those guys you can see in my early Bloodstrike stuff and some of my Black Flag stuff, some of my shading and proportions and the way I handled hair. And especially if you ever pick up Santa the Barbarian, and for you guys that have never heard of it, that was one of those books where I was just trying to experiment, and Simon Beasley was the big jug of that ingredient and a pinch of magic to pull that job off. So I was very influenced by him. Hopefully that helps. Matt Yaki, yo man, we were just talking about you about 20 minutes ago, and I knew you and your lady were out at Lure. Sounds like a seafood place, or Allure, somewhere where you get your back rubbed. I don't know. But I forgot what the context was. Maybe you guys remember. Yeah, Matt's colored a lot of biz over at Verotic. I forget the Jaguar God, wasn't it? I think. He's colored a lot of biz. My goodness, we've gone over our record mark, I think, at 1 hour and 45. That's pretty incredible. I thank you guys again for being part of this. Let's hold up today's Inktober or Digitober or whatever we're gonna call it. But for today's day of snow, we've got Batman in the snow. In fact, here's a new trick that I learned. Look at this. Haha, yeah. I can zoom. How cool is that? Being able to zoom and then adjust focus and contrast. So we're going back. That's what it was, Matt. That's what it was. I remember what it is, man. I was saying that eventually this show, once we get through Inktober, once we get through He-Man, that we want to pro it up a little bit and have a broadcast director, which I suggest be you, because we have a lot of really cool equipment. I got a green screen in there with some OBS, which will allow us to do live green screen work for funniness, little bits like that. We have a couple of action track robotic cameras that'll follow wherever I go without having an operator, which is pretty neat. This program that I use, which is an OBS, which you can do through mobile, which is how I'm hopefully going to do the New Hampshire show, will allow up to 9 inputs. 9. That's freaking fabulous. So you got 8 cameras essentially plus a control. So we can do 7 cameras, a video insert, a control. Who needs 7 cameras? But we could. I could literally walk from that room to this room, and we can turn it into more of a show. Working on some ideas for creating shorts, some animatics with a character I've got called Looking for Love. He used to be called Lovebot. If you follow my Couchdoodles, you see him. He's the robot with a broken heart, and he's always trying to find love, but his heart's always getting broken. Doing some shorts there. Featuring those interviews, featuring more tech stuff. Right now, a lot of the time is occupied with Inktober. But we're going to turn it into a real, regular, fun place, and hoping. I've been trying to convince Matt Yackey to do that, and you guys razz him, tell him you want him, because I want to get him on here. I want to get Andre on here, and a lot of Atlanta people out here too. Mark Brooks is out here, looking to get him on. I don't know if I'll get him on live, but looking to get him on the show. Got Mark Simon, incredible storyboard artist of The Walking Dead, Creep Show, a lot of really other fun things. Adam Hughes, Allison, Megan Hetrick, Joe Peacock, who's an incredible author, and Akira historian. He's the guy that knows it all. Like, we got Ed Pisker and Joe Peacock. Those are the Akira samurai warriors that hold it down here in the States. They're out here, so hopefully we'll get that show big and going. Let's check this one more time. Do you have any stories about Simon? Cross Contour. You heard he was the real Lobo. You heard correctly. He is the real Lobo. He drinks. He says some shit that is just be point blank not politically correct, and I love him for it because he gives no fucks. And it's a refreshing thing to be around. I've almost gotten a fist fight with him, but it was gonna be a fun fist fight. It wasn't like he wanted to kill me. It was just that he wanted to fight. He's a great guy. I see him a couple times a year out at shows. I always get him a drink, have a drink with him. I've got his info. We were supposed to get his interview for the show, but time got whittled away. But he's on our list for guys that have said yes that I haven't got yet. I've got Frank Quietly on there. I've put in a request with Frank Miller, so it's a maybe. They want to review the show to make sure, which I understand. You've got a legacy to protect. Also trying to get Byrne. Talk to Shooter about doing it. Hope to get Shooter, Starlin, a lot of classic guys, Mike Zeck. Want to get Michael Golden. Haven't got Golden yet, but got Larry Hama, which is fantastic. Let's see what else we got. Great show, lots of great stories. Talking comics, I can do that all day. Matt Yackey, I think Biz did some covers. Yeah. Liam's Green Lantern run is really good. It sure is. Dan's going to take it to the next level. I'm hoping. Shane, you love the bot. I know you do, buddy. When I'm working on these, I'm going to have you in mind, man. So you guys have to understand something about me. Sometimes this is fun, and a lot of times it's work. And that's not a complaint. Work is work, and it's a wonderful job, and I'm happy to have it. They say things like you could be digging a ditch, and I'll be straight up with you. There's some days where the pressure is so high and there's so much work that I was wishing I could dig a ditch. What? Those are some tiny violins you guys are playing. I'm not saying that to feel bad for me, because I don't. In fact, I want to tell you how important you guys are and other people that support the work. And some of you guys I know really well, like Shane. I've never met Shane before, but he and I have been buddies on Instagram and Facebook. And anytime he sends me a digital hug, I feel that hug, and I love him like a brother. So the thing is a lot of my motivation on those hard days come from knowing you guys are going, that shit's gonna be badass. It better be, right? You guys have that faith in me, so there's that fuel. A lot of times when I'm feeling shitty, or like, let's say I'm being a bitch. It's a full moon tonight, so I can say that. I'm being a bitch. You guys swing me around. You guys say, nah, man, you're here to be badass. And I remember that. So thank you for that. Real talk. Let's see. Don't know why. Visit done a ton. Don't know why. 80s, 90s stuff. Talking about robots reminds me of Scud the Disposable Assassin. How cool. Yo, Joe. Billy Blaze. Yeah, man. You love the Joes. I love the Joes. Imagine if I could get Sam Keith. I would love to get Sam Keith. I've only talked to him on the phone one time. I've never met him in person, never seen him at a show, but he's a good one. And I'd like to get Kevin Nolan. I'd like to get Casada. But like I said, I'm going to get Thierry. Like I said, I have the opportunity to and do it live, because Inktober is live every day, best I can, best of my ability. It's going to get choppy next week. We may get into late ones, like starting at 10 o'clock, 10:30, after full days. Next week is going to be chop. And then Sunday is my son's birthday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And then, and here it is, 11:37. My buddy Brian Scanlon is having his birthday tomorrow. I got to remember that. My buddy Joseph Kahn, I believe his birthday is the same day. Powerful visualist, Joseph Kahn. He's amazing. I know, my brain is all over the place. It is because of the bang. That's how you have to say that. Told you that before. You got to throw some Hal Fishman down on that. Anybody from LA knows what I'm talking about. Hal Fishman. Flash bang. Okay. Let's get philosophical. What's the most important big idea that you've learned in life, in or out of comics, and why is it important? See, that was a slow dang. I like that. That's a great question. I will go and say this, and I'll give you a couple of things to check out. Check out Tim Ferriss. Check out Wayne Dyer. Check out Tony Robbins. Check out the idea of Stoicism. I was telling a friend about this the other day, and he's one of my good buddies, and he has vision and goals and dreams and stuff. And here's the quick thing. If you have a vision, go after that vision. You have to have clarity of that vision as if it already existed, right? Let's say I know that it could be 5 years time from now. I'm a household name. People want to meet me. Steven Spielberg wants to meet me. These people actually want to talk to me and pick my brain. I know this. I see it. I've seen it. I've sat in those chairs. It's in the future, right? So you get to a point where that vision, you believe it so much that you imagine you have a time machine and you go back to today, knowing that'll happen. But knowing also the only way that'll happen is if you believe and behave as if it's gonna happen. And if you do, what people have to say about what you're doing, any spite, hate, negative comments, any of that shit, it's inconsequential. That's the big lesson. And I said to my friend, he is a person of color. I said to him, if you knew for a fact you had a time machine that 3 blocks down the road, if you got there at this specific time and got a quick pick, you would win the $100 million prize. You knew, because you know without a shadow of a doubt, you have a time machine and this is right. But you have to walk there without stopping. You just have to walk those 3 blocks, walk in, plunk your dollar down, say quick pick, winner of $100 million. Without a doubt, you know that. If somebody made fun of your mama along the way, called you the N-word along the way, did any of these things, and of course I brought these things up because I knew they were volatile and relevant. I said, are you gonna stop? Because that $100 million down the end is supposed to be yours. It's supposed to be all the things you work towards. Are you gonna let those things stop you? And the answer should be no. Because what would turning to that person say, what motherfucker, what did you say? And getting entangled in that, now you just lost. And this is like a strong analogy because, you know, lottery tickets are so fleeting and whatever. You don't know. Chances you're not going to win. So it's an abstract thought, but it's the idea of that $100 million that compared to someone calling you a name or your mama a name. It also could be your vision and people hating on you along the way. The fact of the matter is the biggest lesson, whether it's in comics or life, is if you have a goal and a vision, nothing should stop you. And that doesn't mean like go through with a flamethrower and mow them down. Let's put it this way. Here's a micro example of it before we close out. I'm standing in line at this Rakim event after I've watched the greatest MC to ever bless the mic talk about his book. Let me pull it up for you so you can see it. It's called Rakim Sweat the Technique. And in it, he goes through his life and how it inspires his creativity. He signed it to Frega, which was great. That's a sidebar. Here's the story. I'm in line waiting to get this signature. Walking past this line, I see Professor Griff from Public Enemy. I grab my son. I turn to the gentleman behind me, real cool dude. I say, yo, man, that's Professor Griff from Public Enemy. Can you hold my place in line real quick? I'm going to go talk to him. He's like, word? I say, yeah. I walked over to Griff. I said, yo, Professor Griff. He turns around. I said, yo, man, what you and Public Enemy did is inspiring. What you did in your music as far as the sonics and the representation to get people's attention, man, you got everybody's attention. I just wanted to say thank you very much. He appreciated it. He asked me what I did. I said, director, comic book artist. And then he told me, yo, man, I'm doing a comic too. We chit-chatted and stuff. And at the end, Professor Griff of Public Enemy handed me his business card. So I go back in line and the guy behind me goes, yo, man, you're a hustler. Goes, you just crazy. I said, nah, man. I said, and he had his son there with him too, and his son had a better analogy than I did. I said, not seeing him, thinking about going over, thinking of being rejected, all of the bad things that could have happened, let those things stop me, is no worse than me not going. It's still a no on both sides. And who am I to Professor Griff if I embarrass myself? Nobody. So I'm gonna. It's better to go and get a no than not go. And then his son, probably about 16, goes, "Yeah, man. Any shots you don't take are misses." I was like, "Damn, right." Like he just cut it down. So any shots you don't take are misses. That's how I got Jack Kirby's number. That's how you just got to go. You have to have that vision because go for it. So that's my little piece of advice for your big idea question is have vision and don't let anybody cut it down. Thank you, Down Market Hoser. Love you, Mr. Shane. Any chance of getting Travis Charest? Possibly. He's a weird dude. Travis is a weird dude. I've known Travis for 26 years now, and not a weird dude in a slighting way. Let me just let you know that he's weird like Jeff Darrow. Jeff Darrow said yes to me, said no to me, said maybe to me, said yes to me, and a hard nah. I'm definitely not. All in the span of an afternoon. Jeff Darrow's a weird dude. Talented, great, charming, amazing, funny, all the right things. Weird dude. Get Silvestri. Yeah, I'll talk to Mark. I've known Mark since I was like 15, so that'd be a good one. Mr. Green is in the building. Everybody, give some respect to Mr. Green here, Michael Green. When you see Black Flag next year and it's in your hands, you can thank him for putting the fire under my butt to bring it back. Let's see, Zen Master of Philosophy. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm a Zen master, but like I said, when you're in a solitary job, you get in your head a lot, and you you can do things like get lost in video games or what I call time burglars, or you can work on yourself. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I do a lot of introspection. Still a lot of things that frustrate me in this world. Go through my timeline, gritting my teeth sometimes, especially Twitter. Twitter is just a filthy place. But working on it. Every day is a work. Marcus Aurelius, good stuff. Yeah, Comic Book Bob, that's the Stoicism stuff. Elderly Lady will win the lotto. Yeah, no problem, Mr. Joseph. Peter, I find sports psychology also helps a lot in creative field. Learn to stay focused on goals, not distractions. Concentrate on playing your game. Yes, fantastic. There was a book. I'm gonna mess up his name. I want to say his name is Tim Grover. There was a book, and I believe it was called Relentless. I'm butchering it. It's in my Audible. He is was Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant. He's their trainer, and not the one for the team, but the one that they paid. That when they would go through hard stuff, he was the guy they visit, and he had a lot to say in that book. So 100%, Peter, like. Sports psychology, yeah, it's a good one because they're out there being warriors and their bodies are tired and they're dealing with heavy pressure of endorsements and expectations and things like that. So absolutely, Scotty Young, Scotty's a buddy of mine. Scotty is a buddy of mine, so I could talk to him. It'll probably have to be one of those things where we're at a show together. Holy smokes, guys! Today we broke a record for the show. I'm going to hold up a crown like Spawn. Not really. That's just me saying, what up, Todd? What up, Todd? We hit the 2-hour mark. That's the first for the Couchdoodles show ever. You guys are part of it. We got 22 people in. I think our tops, we had 32 people at one time, but that's when we were fresh and new, and that's what happens sometimes when you're fresh and new. People want to sniff around, but... We are going to build. Like I said yesterday, if you want to help me out, and I'm imploring you, please help me out because I want to be able to monetize my channel, to be able to take weekends and know that I can do it without having to worry about it. I have a video on my channel called 3-Hour Couchdoodle Compilation. And it's 3 hours long of time lapses, and it's got some fun music. It's got all of this music that you hear here in the background. So if you want that Fragaboom album, it's in that 3-hour compilation. It's all you got to do to hear it. You got the old Fragaboom songs. You got all the new tracks, all the beats. None of the new raps except for a song that I did called Nike That. That is going to be the unreleased bootleg cut because I don't like the delivery on it. But if you watch that, that's 3 hours that go towards my 4,000 hour goal. Right now I'm at 800 hours, which is fantastic, about a quarter of the way there. But if you even want to throw that in the background, turn the volume off if the music bothers you. But if you can do that for me, you're going to be taking a nice big swipe like a bear on a tree trunk. We're going to chop that motherfucker down. Anyway, thank you so much. And hit the like button. That's right. Put a thumbs up. Tell that algorithm that this is a liked and enjoyed show. And I will be back here tomorrow. I don't know about the same time, same channel. Definitely same channel. What am I saying? Same time, I don't know. We've been wibbly wobbly. Don't want to go too early because of our friends on the West Coast. Don't want to go too late because I got to get up early some days. Tomorrow's a weekend, so I can actually sleep in. which would be good, but I might want to let my wife sleep tomorrow. She doesn't get enough sleep. If you guys know my lady, you know she's a good woman, and she needs sleep. But babies don't let you sleep. Anyway, thank you so much. Draw every day. Thank you again, Chauncey, for the deep philosophical question. We can maybe do a couple of those a week. I like those. They make us think, but keep your eye on the ball and don't care what anybody says. And when you do feel down or feel like you don't want to do stuff, remember that you wouldn't have those goals and aspirations if you weren't supposed to have them. Take it easy. We're going to go out with some more. Oh, we'll show you one more time. There's my first sculpt ever. It was fun. I look forward to doing some more. And I'm going to take you out with some Fragaboom. Thank you and good night.